There just a second. Hey, I'm Adam.
I'm Brian.
I'm back with another episode of Buzz and Suds. 4 glasses, no bottles. It's blonde beer time.
Blonde beer for me.
I know what these are. Brian doesn't. Got a reason for doing them. Talk to you about it afterwards. We'll start outside. And then we'll go just maybe aroma on both of them, then flavor on both of them.
Okay.
But let's start on outside. So it pours, as you guys can see.
Oil, so.
Dark. Let's get the nose.
Ooh. It smells like a stout with like a fruity something, like a wine barrel or something.
Yeah.
It's definitely got a fruit note to it. So it's either an adjunct or a wine barrel.
Okay. Let's get the nose on the next one. Well, we'll look at it again. Just as dark.
Yeah, it's worth looking at.
Not quite. I mean, your other one had a hint of a head. This one does not. Let's get the nose.
So this one's a little more muted. There may even be something fruity in it too, but it's more muted. So I'm not sure if it's...
So you're getting fruity notes on both of them?
Well, I definitely get a lot of fruit on this one. It may still just be, lingering in my olfactory glands, but
okay.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I think I'm getting something fruity from it, but I'm not sure.
But I mean, we're dark beers, right?
Stouts.
So do you get anything else, chocolate, anything like that, or is it? I mean, I know you're kind of picking out things that you differentiate, but as far as the aromas go, which one's better? Which one do you like better?
Well, I think I like this one better.
Okay.
This one's, like I said, just a little muted. There's something else there, but I can't tell what it is. I can't really say.
Outside? First. Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers. Cheers. Yeah. Good.
So I get a nice roasted malt base, and then I'm getting what I kind of expected, something fruity. I can't tell if it's barrel or an adjunct, but something fruity, which it's pleasant.
If you're going fruity, would you say, so is it, are you going with like bramble type fruity? Are you going that kind of like raspberry? Are you saying it's like
more of a grape,
subtle grape? Okay.
I mean, it could probably not cherry.
Kind of like okay.
Almost, yeah.
I don't want to lead you anymore. All right. What do you think of it?
I like it.
And so you think it's barrel, regardless of whether that fruity nut's coming from barrel, you think there is a barrel?
I think it's barrel. I would guess wine barrels, just because I feel like I'm getting that grape flavor, that wine.
Interesting.
I'm not sure, but it's
okay.
It could be tannin from wine barrel. It could be a bourbon barrel with with fruit added. I can't really say for sure. I like it. I like it quite a bit.
Get your rinse and let's do inside. My allergies are just, I was telling him, my allergies it's kicking my butt, but passages are clear, so I'm still getting all that.
All right.
Cheers.
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 So that one, I don't know if these are the same beer, I mean like the same type beer, but this one tastes a little thicker for some reason.
Okay.
A little more robust. I get a little more of the roast than I got with the first one.
Okay.
And I'm not sure yet if I like it more or not because of that. But, the adjuncts, whatever the other stuff, the other flavors in there aren't quite as prominent to me.
Okay. So you talked about fruitiness on both of them. So the fruitiness in this, or that flavor you were talking about, is now not as prominent on the taste as it was.
So on the nose, I could tell there's something there, but I couldn't really say what it was. I can definitely tell there's a fruit flavor to it. I'm having a hard time picking it out. It doesn't taste like just cherries or just raspberries. It wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't also a grape, like a wine barrel or something, but it's hard to pick out. But I definitely get more roast on this one.
Yeah. So they're good. So for a barrel aged, just let's call them stouts for now. What are you thinking number wise? If they're not supposed to, let's just not talk about adjuncts right now. Just how much you enjoy these.
I'll go back to the first one.
You don't have to give a rating. You can just say which one you like better and how close it is. Like how you don't have to. Like if 1, 2, and then is it a quarter point away? Is it within the same rating?
See, they're starting to blend a little bit now. Because
Okay.
I go back to this one, and what I thought was a whole lot more fruit flavor now seems a little more muted.
Yeah, I agree.
To this one.
I agree.
And this one just seems to me like it has a whole lot more fruit flavor to it.
That extra.
So far I'm liking this one better. This is my favorite between the two.
Like a quarter point more than a quarter point?
Because of what tastes a little thicker, I mean, it's maybe more than a quarter point. Right now it could be like
better.
It could be like a 4.25, 4.5, 4.75.
Okay.
I mean, it's to me it's substantially better, but I'm having a hard time pinning why, because when I first drank this one, I got more fruit notes to it.
I think I agree with you now. They're actually distinguishing themselves more for me as well. Like as I go on, I'm enjoying the inside beer better. So without further ado,
it's just thicker. It's almost like a Bourbon County. I mean, it's just so good. Oh, okay. But it's got a fruit flavor to it.
So the reason I wanted to do this, you guys, I'm sorry, I should have shown you. This is a newer release, or if it is, I hadn't seen it. But it's Evil Twin Grand Cru. So this is a maple bourbon barrel aged stout and barley wine style ale blend. And so I had this the night, and I loved it. That's
tricky.
Well, I didn't try to get so it's a blend, and the reason I wanted to do this because we always talk about Bourbon County. We're like, it's not a straight stout.
No, it's not.
It always has that
it has a fruit flavor to it.
that barley wine, that old that kind of raisin, that. And so I thought when I was drinking this the other night. Now I did this side by side with there was a Grand Cru, it was a red label. I forget. I have to look it up, but. What it was is it was double. I think it was like double barrel blend is what it was called, and it was maple bourbon barrel and Marsala wine barrels.
Okay.
And it was a blend of a stout and a barley wine as well. And I preferred this one substantially more. In fact, the night we did it, it's so funny when you had those two side by side. This one's aroma kicked the other one's butt, and flavor. This was so much more oily and better, and I gave it a 4.75.
Wow.
I know. And tonight, having it side by, because I was telling Nathan, who shared it with me, I was like, this is just right now in this moment. I mean, I'm loving it. It's 4.75. Having it side by side, it doesn't smell the same. It's just the comparison thing, because now I have a base, and this base was better, but this is still. I'm agreeing with you. It's still like a 4.2, like it's in that range for me. I'm gonna go 4.33 for that one, and this one's like a 4.755. I mean, I love this beer. But I kind of like how you were doing that. It did start to distinguish itself. It's thicker, it's oilier. It's got even more of those barley wine flavor. It doesn't have a barley wine. I mean, I'm kind of compared, but more of those kind of fruited non-stout flavors.
It does, and I mean, I thought for sure you had two wine barrel beers in front of me. Is what I thought. It would
be funny if I would have bought that other can with the wine barrel. Then I think it really would have stood out.
But it's funny how much this has a fruity note to it. And we've said that.
That's why I wanted to do this. Yeah.
And it's amazing how blind. I mean, when I first tasted it, I thought, golly, it's got to be a wine barrel aged. And then just over and over again, I'm thinking, but it tastes like Bourbon County.
Yeah. So now going back, because we've reviewed Bourbon County tons, so I'm going to do maybe a little bit more of a review of the Grand Cru, because that's why I wanted to do this one. So again, like I said, this is from Evil Twin Brewing. It is 12.5%, and it's a maple bourbon barrel aged stout and barley wine style ale blend.
Okay.
So the key points, and I got this with those other two side by side. It's a maple bourbon barrel, so it's it's a third use. So bourbon, then maple syrup, and then they age it with this. And then it's the blend. It doesn't say what percent blend, what percent stout, what percent barley wine. But like I told you, when I did this, just kind of, I think I had an IPA first, and this was the second beer I had, and I had it side by side blind. My buddy Nathan did it with the red label, and I could look it up. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's the maple bourbon barrel and Marsala, so it's a double barrel with the blend of the stout and the barley wine. That this one stood out as better. It was richer, thicker, oilier. Everything we were saying about the Bourbon County was what I was saying about this in that scenario. And so it's funny how this now is like, it's more stout-like. It has less barrel character to me.
It does.
It's not quite as sweet as I remember. It doesn't quite have that maple kick that it had.
I couldn't tell that there was maple. I mean, I could tell it was something sweet, but I thought it was sweetness from grapes, which could have been from the barley wine, raisins and dark fruits, and
it's still really good. It's sweet. I mean, it's for a stout. It's sweet. It's not overly sweet. It's not diabetes sweet. It does have a noticeable roasted malt backbone to it, and it does have a bourbon character as well. It does have a nice, first off, bourbon burn, but it also has that kind of oaky, little bit of vanilla, tobacco-y flavor going on. This is actually, this is really well done.
It is, yeah. I'm going to settle on a 4.33. The more I'm drinking it, it's closer than I thought it would be to a Bourbon County.
I know.
It's a lot closer.
And that's why, like I said, when I was doing it, I was like, man, I wonder how close this is to Bourbon County, because we always talk about how it's not a stout. So I was just curious if maybe that's what they're going for. Like if this is such a unique beer. I mean, it's why it's one of our top tiers. I wonder if they're thinking like, hey, let's blend it with something and see if we can get.
Let's make a Bourbon County.
Let's try. I mean, I'm curious. Now the maple, obviously, maybe they're just trying to get a little extra sweetness. The maple does not stand out as like, sometimes I think it just adds a little bit of subtle sweetness. I noticed it in comparison without having, one of these, but it's much more subtle.
Well, thanks for setting this up. That was fun.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to trick you. Like I was just curious. Because, as I said, we call this like a blended stout, basically. It doesn't ever say that, but that's basically what we think of it.
Yeah.
And I'm curious how it stood up against what I thought was a really good blended stout. And also, it's funny, we talk about this all the time, but my rating changed based on what I had before it, what I had with it.
Yeah.
Last night, it was just blew me away, 4.75. And it is really good. you're not going to just drop a 4.75 to a 3.5. It's really good. It's worth trying. But then you just try it with something else, and we had an Imperial Brown Ale bourbon barrel aged before it, not an IPA. So it's always funny, and that's why when people are like, "You're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about," like you didn't have it in the same situation. You weren't, sometimes you have a beer where you're on the golf course and you're sweaty.
Well, no one tells us that because we're both. They say, you know what you're talking about,
except for that guy from Belgium.
Yeah, but Belgians for him were like the top tier beer. But this was really neat. I'm surprised blind how much fruit I actually felt like I got from Bourbon County.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, and at least right before I pulled it out,
I even said Bourbon County.
It's like a Bourbon County, like an old friend. Anyway,
I miss you, old friend.
Yeah, so we're gonna sit and sip on these, what's left of them, and enjoy our night. But anything else?
No.
As always, guys, if you came with the beer you love the beer you have.
That was fun. That was really good. Good call.